Good morning. Today we will begin as usual by chanting that mantra which speaks about the all-pervading God who is taking the form and creating, sustaining, destroying. So let us chant Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Vidyanagamyam Bande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanatham. Today we will begin the parting message of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Now, before that, this Bhagavata, we know, is a wonderful book, and it's the authority of devotion, authority on devotion. So it's the Bhagavata, but at the same time, those who have attended this class or listening to this, the discourses and read the Bhagavata, you know that there is also a lot of jnana. So this Bhagavata also teaches knowledge, the jnana. Bhagavata is a Purana. We have in Indian systems the Itihasa, Purana, and then Upanishad, then Bhagavad Gita, and lot of the scriptures. The Puranas are 18 in total in number. Bhagavata is a Purana. What is the speciality? We have already discussed about it. Just to remind, the Purana's main purpose is to popularize the Vedic truths. That is, one has become many. So this is very unique. One has become many. This is the teaching of the Upanishad, of the Veda. Ekam Sat. One is only there and nothing else. Again and again and again it's said. And there is only one. And that has become many. When we say that there is only one, there is no confusion. There is no problem. But the moment we say one has become many, then the question comes, that means that one is no more there. Then we answer, no, it is as it is there. So again the confusion, if the one out of which all these things have come, how can it remain as one? And that is the Hinduism. That they will tell you in different way. And the Upanishads and others, they will tell you, they give you all the examples. And here comes the Puranas. Through the stories, they will tell you the same truth. Through the stories. So that is the speciality of the Purana. Sri Ramakrishna, wonderfully, in the words of Sri Ramakrishna, he said, how is this Puranas? He said it is fried in the batter of jnana, the soaked in the syrup of bhakti. So these two things, soaked in the syrup of bhakti, fried in the batter of jnana. Truth directly coming from the Upanishad, that is completely different. But truth coming, learning from the Puranas is different. So the people, they like to read Puranas, they like to know the Puranas. And Bhagavata is one of the best one. So we were reading the Bhagavata and we have come almost to the conclusion. I kept this particular portion at the end, though it comes in the 11th skanda. And in the 6th chapter, the Sri Krishna, he is giving up his body after 125 years of living. Sri Krishna lived 125 years. And then after completing his mission, he is going back. So that is the scenario. So this Bhagavata, I kept, this particular portion of the Bhagavata, I kept in the end because this is the parting messages of Sri Krishna. And we have read the advices of the Navayogi. Those who are regular students, you know it. The 9 brothers, they were the sons of the Bharata, and the one king was asking them different questions. Each question was answered by one brother. So Nava Yogi, the 9 yogis, they have replied the wonderful questions. And we have learned so many things from there about the spirituality. And also, recently we have completed the experiences of Dattatreya Avadhuta, completely different. Never care for anything, whether people will criticize or people will accept, nothing like that. Whatever he realized, he said. How can you ask me to worship Shiva because I am the Shiva myself? He said. And that is in Bhagavata. That is also in the Bhagavata. And he said directly, this Avadhuta is also coming, that is also in the Bhagavata. And we have also read the advices, the teachings of the son to his mother, the Kapila, and to his mother Devahuti. So Devahuti was asking question and she was asking how to get liberation. Then the son was a great sage who was the Vishnu himself. So he gave the advices. All that we have already started. Now today, from today, we will study this 11th skanda. And from chapter 6 to 29. From 6 to 29 chapter of the 11th skanda. That's skanda means book, they say in English. And this Uddhav chapter from 6 to 29, that is the wonderful conversation between Bhagavan Sri Krishna and his friend and follower Uddhav. So this we will begin, but it begins with the description of the Shuka. I think you have not forgotten the Shuka. The whole thing started with the Shuka, and Shuka is the son of the Vyasa. And Vyasa is the composer of the Bhagavata. So after composing the whole thing, he taught it to his own son Shuka. And then Shuka, he went to meet a king who was cursed of death within 7 days. So the king was waiting for the death, but he was a just king and he was a great person. So obviously, this Shuka, he went to him, and the king, in those days, they used to always ask the rishis, please tell me some spiritual thing so that I will remember and go. And the only thing was, all the time, everywhere, how to get liberation. Not to how to become more rich, how to do this, no. How to get liberation. And when Swami Vivekananda is telling again and again, if you want to get liberation, you have to come to this country. Because here, it is only in this country, they always talk about the liberation, mukti, mukti. Not swarga, not going to heaven, not only going to any God, complete liberation. That is the Swami Vivekananda say, this is the dharma bhumi and karma bhumi. You have to work hard. What is this work? Work is understanding the reality. What is the reality? I am that one from where everything has come. So we will come slowly how the things are coming. So here it says like this. Now the Shuka, he is giving the description. And he is telling Krishna decided to die. But why? So look at it. So before we go to the conversation, I just like to remind you, most of you have read already, that all these Yadavas, they became very, very proud. Why? They became very strong, very powerful, very wealthy. And what happened? Ego. But for whom they got the success? The Bhagavan Krishna. But they forgot that. That is very peculiar. They forgot that. Always it happened. Always it happened. The person who come and guide them, they are leading that particular community or the society, and then they forget. Why? Again the ego come. Where from the ego come? From that God again. Why the God is giving the ego? To continue the play. This is very peculiar. So the God, we will listen how he is giving the teaching to the Uddhava. Because Uddhava was very much attached to him, devoted to him. Uddhava never wanted anything else. Uddhava was also a Yadava. Yadava means of that clan, of the same family. But Uddhava told, I only want you. And then his advice was completely different. What this Yadava did, they were very, very egoistic, and they used to drink a lot, and they naturally, after drinking, you cannot control your mind. Obviously, all these things go on happening. And one day, a group of young Yadavas, they were wandering in the streets. Then the rishis who came to the Dwarka, the capital, and the abode of Krishna, that they came over there. They performed the yajnas, but the young people never liked. So all through, always is happening. The ignorance means they do not understand. They do not get the proper teaching. So that is the problem. The younger generation. Yesterday, I was in Huntsville, and I came to a temple. After the talk, the temple authority, those people, they came, the president and the acting secretary, the elderly people. They came, Swamiji, they were asking, we have made this temple for the betterment of our children, but the children don't come. The younger generation are not coming, then what will happen? I told, I am going to purchase a church. When they constructed the church, started the church, they were thinking it will continue. The same thing happened. The younger generation is not coming. So they are selling it to us. Now we are purchasing. After some time, we will also search for the people to continue. And then maybe we will sell it to the Buddhist. So like this it will continue. We do not know. So it goes on like this. Why? Because if the culture is not going through the generation, then it is a great, great difficulty. So these Hindus, they are now here constructing the temple. Why? After spending millions of dollars. Because they are thinking their children will come and learn this culture, but they are not interested. Then I told, they are not interested because you don't explain. You bring them and force them to lie down over there and these, that. They won't understand. You have to make them understand. They should love it. Back in country, in our age, in our generation, whatever the seniors said, whether we liked it or not, we followed. That was the norm. You must have to. पिताजी ने कह दिया फिर भी पुत्र ने नहीं सुना, ये बात कभी नहीं होता है. The father has said and the son has not listened to it, it is not possible. That was absurd in our society. Why? That was the tradition. Now the son is telling, I like to listen to you, but explain. But the father never learned. Father only followed. So here comes the Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishnas. They are explaining it. So what is this explanation? The Uddhava, he is coming, but before that, this Shukadeva, he is giving the description. Now these rishis who assembled over there, and they were great rishis, holy people. They came to celebrate and perform one puja. After the puja, they were going back. These young people, and among them was Shamba. Shamba was a very famous character. And he was, I think, the brother's son of Krishna. Krishna's brother's son, Shamba. And this Shamba and other friends, they were making fun when they saw the rishi. They dressed Shamba as a lady, woman, pregnant woman, and took that Shamba to the rishis. Hey, you are all great people. You can read the future and all past, isn't it? But rishis understood these people are going to do something wrong. Then they asked, can you say this pregnant woman whether she is going to deliver a son or a daughter? They became very angry, these rishis. And they told, no, this male lady is going to produce the death for you all people. And it happened. The Shamba from his body came the iron, the different type of iron, and it's almost like the arrows. Then they became afraid. The rishis told this thing. So they went on breaking those arrows into small pieces. And when they could break all the arrows, they were very happy. Now nothing is going to happen. So they threw it to the river, but it floated, came to the shore, and grew up as the grasses, but very hard grasses. Now one day all these people went for a picnic, the whole Yadava clan. They all went over there, merrymaking. They were drinking, swimming, and obviously fighting among themselves. They're all strong. So when they started fighting, they took up, just pulled those grasses, not thinking that grass can kill people. They started beating each other. By that way, they started killing each other. And when one was dead, the other took the revenge. By that way, the whole Yadava clan, particularly the younger generation, all they were killed over there. Krishna was present but didn't say anything. Krishna's clan is the Yadavas. Krishna was born in the Yadava clan but didn't say anything. From here we should learn God will be with us if we are good. Even when God has taken birth in our family, if we are not good, the God won't be with us. So that is the only thing. Krishna didn't say anything. Rather, he prepared to depart. So that is the scenario. So when all these things happened, Krishna decided to give up his body, and then all the gods and all they are coming. So he is Brahma along with Shiva, Devas, Prajapatis, and Brahma's sons, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar. These are the sons of Brahma. And they came to meet Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who was Vishnu himself. Vishnu incarnated as Krishna. Shukha is going on describing not only the Brahma and Shiva, then the other gods like the Indra, Maruta. Maruta means they are superhuman beings. And Adityas, Vasus, Rudras. If you go to Hindu temple, you will find there are some Adityas. Then the Basus, they keep all these images. The Adityas, Basus and the Rudras, they are highly exalted character in spiritual life, but not liberated soul. But they are through their practices, they have reached up to that, including Indra, Devaraj Indra. Then comes the Gandharva, Siddha, Rishi, and all created beings. They all gathered to pay their respect to Sri Krishna at Dwarka. So this Dwarka is a historical thing. Still the people, they have found the Dwarka submerged in the ocean. And nowadays it has become so easy. So it is there, a big city under the ocean. So this Dwarka is there. Krishna was also a historical figure. So this thing happened. Then Lord Vishnu, who took the form of Sri Krishna, now that the end time of this incarnation, as Krishna came, so all created beings, they came to pay their respect. And they said, the gods are telling, Natasmate Nath Padarabindam Buddhi Indriya Prana Mano Vacho Vihi. I am quoting only one line, and that is from the 11th Skanda, 6th chapter, 7th verse. One line, there are two lines. Natasmate Natha. Natha means, O Lord, we are bowing down, surrendering to you. Padarabindam. We are surrendering at your feet. How? They are saying, Buddhi. These are the few words we must notice. They say, we are surrendering to you, O Lord, because you have created us. And how we are surrendering? Buddhi, Indriyas, Prana, Mano, Vacho Vihi. Buddhi means the intellect. The human being become either successful or failure because of this intellect, isn't it? That those who are sharp intellect, they can understand things, and they can understand and then immediately can command, they become very great leaders. There are so many thousands of followers are there, but what is this leader? Leader can see what is going to happen in future. And at the same time, how it is? Buddhi, intellect. His that particular intellect. What is the scientist? So many thousands, millions are reading the science, but some only become very famous. Why? Buddhi again. So this is the Buddhi. So who gave the Buddhi? The Lord. Lord God gave me the Buddhi. So I am surrendering it to Him. So one person, he became very rich, this Rockefeller, and he was very proud also. He was earning a lot of money. Then one day he came to know from his friend that there is a yogi, a monk has come. He's also very famous. Now Swami Vivekananda, he was in Chicago. So why don't let us go and meet him? And there's some curiosity. So let us go and see. He went, then when they were conversing and they were introduced, he's a fabulously rich man, a billionaire in those days. Then the Swamiji told, do you give charity, some money to others for the help of the poor? Why should I? I earn my money, and because of my intellect, I could do the great business. And why should I use that money for the fellows who couldn't do it? Perhaps Swamiji argued, who gave you the buddhi, this intellect? God forbid, maybe tomorrow morning when you get up, you lose all your thinking capacity. What will happen to you then? He understood the point. So after 7 days he came back and he gave a receipt. He gave some money to the church. And he said, now you can thank me, Swamiji. And Swamiji said, you should thank me because I saved you from the hell. So like this, we should understand whose buddhi, whose intellect is this. And you know that buddhi means those who have already read the to Shankaracharya's Viveka Chudamani. He is giving all the descriptions, definitions. This is nothing but the reflection of the Supreme Being. Reflection, it's not original. Even in that reflection, we are so big. Think of it when we truly go and merge in that Supreme. So that is the reflection on the Buddhi. So they say Buddhi. And the Buddhi is working through what? Indriyas. What are the Indriyas? All our sense organs. The intellect, that is asking these Indriyas to go and inquire. So the eye is going out, ear is listening, smell, touch, taste, everything is working because the Buddhi. If that is not there, then even if these organs are there in my body, it is of no use. So the first is the Buddhi, then Indriya. Indriya means all the Dasha Indriya. There are 10 Indriyas are there. Then Prana, the vital force. Then the Mana. Mana means our storehouse. Here the storehouse, mind means the store. And then Vachovihi. Through the words, this is really, really very important. We do not learn how to use the words. Those who are great orators, what do? Only words. They don't give anything, they don't do anything. But just through the words, they mesmerize the thousands of people, isn't it? That is called the Vacha. The words are very, very important, so powerful. And this, who gave? From the God only. So we are thankful to the God. The other day, one young lady came from the nearby college. They are learning the comparative religion. So maybe their teacher asked them to go and collect information from Vedanta Society. She came, attended but she came and immediately noticed everything. Why so many different type of the religious symbols are there? Why Buddha is there? Because you are Hindu. And who is that? Like she was asking. And then she was asking, the one young man, he was showing the light and these, what is that? That is Arati. And then I explained that Arati. I said, this is the Arati. Only 5 things are there, 5 elements out of which everything has been made. And that 5 things are the fire, then the air, then the earth, water, and the ether. That is we are showing as a symbol. The fire with Pancha, the Agni, or one fire, like this, the Arati. Why we do it? Because God has created everything. We are also made of those 5 things. So now I am surrendering those to God and thanking Him. That much and nothing else. That is the only thing. Here also we find when we come and give salute, then we give all this Buddhi, Indriya, Prana, Mano, Vachavihi. Mostly you will notice the people from the southern India, the southern part of India, when they come, they will never offer pranam like this. They will lie down and they make their hands straight. They will touch their forehead, then the chest, then the thigh, then the leg, and that is called Ashtanga Pranama. Ashta Ashta means 8. Anga means the limbs. So all these 8 limbs, oh God, it is your gift. I am only having this, so I give it to you. So what they do in Ashtanga, first is the hands. Have you ever seen our Haridas is doing some pranam, Ashtanga pranam? That is very unique. Haridas will never touch the floor. He will somehow a little, so he will do and then immediately will get up. Why? Because he has not learned it. He doesn't know the meaning of it. So that is trying to do in the Hindu way. He is an American gentleman, he is a long time devotee, and all alone looking after our property over there in the Ganges. So whole devotees are grateful to him. But he's an American, born American, he'd never learned it. This is Ashtanga, but he liked to do it. Most of us, even the southern people who are doing over here, you ask why you are doing it. No, my father asked me when I was a young kid, so it has become a habit. So just be habit. But why we do Ashtanga Pranam? That is devotion. What is this devotion? Faith and understanding. And what is the faith? God alone is there. And I am here is nothing but the reflection of the same God. Reflection of the same God. So I should not boast for my strong body or my mind or my intellect. So it says, both the hands that should be stretched. Today you can practice. I can show you. So this is both the hands, the stretching on the floor. Then second, legs and the heart. That means the whole body. Then the head, the eyes, then the thighs should also be there, and mind and speech, the Ashtanga. Why the mind? When you are doing like this, you are sleeping, it's beautiful, very cold, then you can. When I was a very young kid, my father used to ask me to do that, and that was a great time for me. After the play, we used to come tired, and father told, go and do that Ashtanga Pranam, and very obedient son I used to do, and then sleep. Then most of the time they will pick me up like this. Oh my God, we have sent you to do pranam and you are sleeping. But that way, when you are doing, your forehead should touch. Then your heart chest should touch. Then thigh, then the leg, then the hand, and mind. Mind also go, and along with that speech, I surrender thou to you. I surrender me to thou, surrender me to you. So that should be the speech. This is called Ashtanga. So when we do that, along with the devotion, there is a knowledge behind. What is that knowledge? God alone is there. And all these creations are nothing. So that again, that 8th verse, it says, O invincible one. Now look at it. All the gods have come, assembled over there, and now they are worshipping the Krishna. And how they are addressing the Krishna, this is very important. Very, not only important, very interesting also. They are separate, gods are separate. Lord Krishna in a human form. But they know this in human form is the supreme being. So they are coming and telling, O invincible one, through thy Maya with 3 gunas. What is this Maya? Power of God. What is that power? 3 qualities. What are the 3 qualities? Sattva, Raja, Tama. To understand the whole thing, again and again, you have to recapitulate and keep your mind alert to understand this. The moment they say Maya, M-A-Y-A, what does it mean? Maya means the power of God. What is the power of God? Only 3 qualities. What these 3 qualities are doing? Along with these 3 qualities, there are another 2 power is there. One is covering and superimposing. These are the 5 actions that all the time they do, the Maya. So the Maya, through Maya, the Bhagavata is a book of devotion. Bhagavata teaching us to worship a personal God. And in the Bhagavata we find the gods who are worshipping the supreme God in the form of Krishna, they are saying like this, O the Supreme One, through thy Maya you have created, maintained and destroyed this unthinkable universe, but these activities do not touch thee. In 2 sentences, 2 lines only, they are explaining everything. These activities do not touch thee. You always remain immersed in the unobstructed bliss of the self. So they are making this prayer to the God. So when I am going to God, I know who this God is. So that is called bhakti, but bhakti backed with jnana. If the bhakti is not backed with, supported with the knowledge, what it becomes? Very narrow, sectarian, egoistic, and then this devotion become a problem for the human society. Because of this narrow misunderstanding about the God, this whole world, it is seen in the pages of the history how many times in the name of religion people have killed each other. Why? They were not understanding at the back of it. What is this God? God is something which cannot be destroyed. The first thing. It is eternal. If we do not accept this, then obviously we are going to think something which is limited. If anything is limited, it cannot give us the supreme thing. Anything limited going to be destroyed. So that means we have to think God is going to be destroyed, God is going to die. It cannot be. So that is fast. So that's why they are telling, you are invincible one, no one can conquer you. And you are all pervading, but you are creating, sustaining, destroying. All these three things are happening. How? Through Maya. This is not Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya used the same fallacy. Adi Shankaracharya used the same fallacy. But this is not the Shankaracharya, they are the devotees. They have come to meet the king. The king is the Krishna, and they are telling you are that. But the second line when they say, though you have created this, you are not affected by this. Why? Then every sentence has a philosophy. That is the cause of the philosophy. Philosophy always explains. If the God is affected by the creation, then obviously, as we are affected by so many things, so obviously we suffer. And when we suffer, naturally that proves that we are not getting something which we wanted. One after another it goes. That means we have a desire. Unsatisfied desire brings misery, suffering. If the God is also having the same thing, oh, I created these, Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatan, they are not listening to me. So naturally, like a father, the children are not listening to the father, father is suffering. If the God is also suffering, can he be God? No. So obviously, philosophically, it is impossible. So they are telling in two lines, though you have created it, you have created it through Maya. And what is this Maya? Just like magic. Just like magic. The magician, he is creating so many things. He is creating money, is going on pouring. Money going on pouring. But the poor man, the magician is going to earn that money. If he could produce so much of money just from nothing, why he is going to earn that money from others? Magic. So this magic proves it is there, but at the same time it is not there. And this is nothing but the Maya. So the lag will kill up, they will be telling in that there is also village magicians, they will be saying the Bhelki means Maya. And they will be going on showing something, slowly your mind is attracted to that and they will do something else. So this way they are, and people are really entertained. And they don't understand how it is possible. But everything is nothing but just game. So this is called Maya. Friends, is it possible for us now to understand that everything that is happening all Maya? No. I cannot think that you, me, all these are nothing but the same soul. I cannot think that whatever is happening is just like that magician's magic and nothing else. But why we cannot? Because the ego. Again, another thing has entered into us, that is the ego. So the Maya, when it is individually reflecting, that is called ego. Each and every individual are separate because of the ego. Two brothers, sisters, father, mother, all are different because of this ego, individual ego. But what is this ego actually? If we sit and analyze, we won't be able to find out the ego. But no, why he talked to me like that? That we am fighting. I am angry because of that. Why he talked to me like, what is this me? So completely, if we go just like a scientist, each and everything, immediately if you analyze, you will find there is no end to this. And ultimately, the result will be a complete zero. Nothing is there. But whole life, and generation after generation, we are fighting like that. Whole life we are doing like that. So this is called the Maya. So who is the creator of the Maya? God himself. So that they have come and they are worshipping God and they are telling like this. This is the Shuka is explaining that all the devas they came and they were telling like. Then we find going on telling all this. May thy feet contribute to our welfare. Now there on the 14th verse, this the gods are telling. I have not come to this Uddhava. Uddhava is completely different way. His approach is completely different. So you will learn it. This is only as an introduction to that great scripture, Uddhava Gita. Gita means again the conversation between Uddhava and the Sri Krishna. So that we will enter. It says that you are our all welfare is coming from you. Thou art the supreme being. Thou art the time, and you are beyond the Prakriti and Purusha. In one verse, they give the whole philosophy. So this is the problem. When you read, only purchase one Uddhava Gita and try to read, that takes you to different philosophy. The Purusha and Prakriti. There are only two words. What is this Purusha and Prakriti? Then Samkhya. And who is the founder of the Samkhya? Then Kapila. So it goes in this way. So we have to have some basic knowledge of philosophies also. Particularly this Samkhya philosophy and Vedanta philosophy. Then only it is possible to understand. The Samkhya and Vedanta, the most modern philosophy, and so they explain. What is this Prakriti? Everything that you see. And what is the Purusha? And this Purusha, they say, there again, they say Prakriti and Purusha. It's a Samkhya phraseology. And the Prakriti corresponds to certain vital differences to the object of Dvaita, Advaitavada, Vedanta. Purusha is the jiva, the individual soul. So you are beyond Purusha and Prakriti. Prakriti is that creation and Purusha, that jiva, the individual soul. You are beyond that, though you have created this. That they are telling like this, under whose sway are the Brahma and all other embodied beings. Even the Brahma, the firstborn, it was all there, who fight mutually like unto bullocks, etc. So they say that God, you are the creator and you are the supreme. Even the Brahma, who is the firstborn, the moment you say the firstborn, it comes where from this thing came. In the Bhagavatam we find, it says that God divided himself into three parts. And one became Adi Daiva, another became Adibhauta, and third one became Advatma. So Adidaiva, Adibhauta and Adhatma, these three separately it became who? God himself. Then sometimes it says he became a male and a female together. So sometimes you'll find the images in India. So they also, so he himself, the God himself, I should not say he, the consciousness, that divided it in three different parts. And that is the main idea. And it says, Samnatastu charanam purusho. Then we are bowing down to you. And then it says that the gods, and I will skip to all these, when it comes to, you have placed the religion in the hands of the virtuous. Now finally the gods are telling to Krishna, Dharmascha sthapita santu satya sandeshu vaitaya kirtischa tishu vikshipta sarva lokam apaha. Each and every loka, sarva loka, everywhere they have learnt about you, O Krishna. The two words they are telling. You have given the dharma, righteousness, in the hands of those who are really righteous, those who have realized it. So you have given that in their hands, so it will continue. Along with that, your fame, it has reached every nook and corner. Krishna is a very popular God. And they say if you repeat the name of the Krishna, that is sufficient. When that our time came, when the Muslims, they were the Islamic, the ruler, they came and they were controlling all over the India. So in different parts of India, to continue this Sanatana Dharma, different Dharma gurus came, and they were telling in this way. In the eastern part came Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to save the ordinary people, go and meditate, do this, do that, there was no time for them. They were under the subjugation. They were so tortured by people. Then he said, just repeat the name of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. That's all. The Krishna, you please take my responsibility. That God will save. This is the belief, this is the faith. And faith based on realization. So here the gods are telling, Kirti, and your name, it has reached everywhere. Sarva Loka, everywhere your name has reached. If you read different scripture in those days, so that there is a doubt about the historicity of Sri Ramachandra, some people they doubt. But about the Krishna, no doubt. Why? Because there are so many examples are there. About the Krishna, even the Greeks, when they came, they were also mentioning in their record. Not properly, like the Vivekananda, they could not pronounce or write properly the Hindu like that they were doing. Same way, the Krishna also. But they mentioned it. Buddhistic, all these different places. So here they mentioned everywhere here. O Lord, 125 years you have passed over here. Now it is time for you to leave. Who is telling? The gods. God's approach is from the knowledge. But when the Uddhava is coming, he told, no, I cannot leave you. Because the love. Gods came, you are the being who created everything through Maya. Now, you have given the guidance. Now, 125 years is a long time. You can better go back. God are telling to Krishna. There is another one approach. But when the Uddhava, he is approaching the God from his love. How can I survive without you, my love? That was his. So today, I don't know whether we'll be able to reach. He says this, You are the fit person. They say, you are the fit person. Now Sri Bhagavan is telling, I have already decided that whatever you have said, I have done what the gods wanted me to do. I have finished your entire work. Now I am going back. So what is this? Is a mission. The avatar, they come with a mission. What is that mission? Sthapakaya cha dharmasya. To establish the dharma. The great soul, they are not avatars. They are great soul. They have tried to control the Maya, tried to understand the Maya, and then they have overcome the Maya, and to some extent they have realized the truth. They are great souls. But when the avatar comes, there's the power of God, only God. So obviously, everything under control. But he is coming and taking the human form for what? For these. Mission is over. So Krishna is going back. And these things are happening. Shuka is giving the description. And in here we find Shuka, he is telling in the 37 verse and 39 verse 40-41, Uddhava, ever devoted to Krishna, approves the Lord of the world rulers. Now Uddhava is coming. And Shukadeva giving that description, he heard all the conversation, memorized that conversation, and he told this to everyone. Sometimes some people, they feel doubt. When the conversation is going on, is it possible to memorize everything? I will conclude by telling you a very ordinary Brahmana in Calcutta. He was very truthful and he practiced austerity, brahmacharya, and he developed a tremendous, unique, the mental power. He could remember anything and everything. So one day so happened, that one lady, the British lady came to that particular place of the Ganga where this man was bathing. And another two people came. Both are British. And they started fighting between them. And the lady was there and these two gentlemen, they were fighting. All they were talking in English. And this Brahmana, he was not knowing English at all. He was little distance, he was there. He was changing his clothes after the bathing, just listening, that's all. Not that attentively he was listening. But he was the only person over there when these things was happening. Then one person bet the other man and this thing happened, it went to the court and the police was inquiring whether there was anyone, the witness. And they came to know about this Brahmana. The police told, you have to come to the court. He went to the court. And when the British judge asked him, you were there? Well, I was there. So have you seen this? Judge never expected that he will say those things what they were conversing, talking. They say, you have seen this? I have seen this. Who bet that this is the first man, bet the second man, then the second man, like this. And can you say something which they were fighting? This is the point. He went on telling, I don't understand English, but I can tell you, this man was telling this man was telling this. Continuously he went on that from his memory, the conversation and hot exchange of words in English. And you know that when the British or American, they are talking to us, particularly Indians from India, those who are born over here, they don't understand. But the Indians from India, we can understand when we can say lower down their pronunciation. Then only it is possible for us to understand. Otherwise, when they talk between them or among them, we don't. And in our language also, when you are talking to one of our friends, we'll be using only the one or two words and that give the whole sentence. Other people, even though they have learned the language, won't be able to understand. This is the beauty of the languages. This gentleman went on telling the full conversation. That proves it is possible to develop the memory. So here, the whole conversation that happened, the Shuka is narrating that we will enter into the original text, and that is the Uddhava Gita, the conversation between Sri Krishna and the Uddhava. Uddhava is asking some question and Sri Krishna giving the answer. And it is not only for Uddhava, it is for us. And that was the parting message of Krishna. Thank you, friends. Thank you for coming. We will enter into the original text of the Uddhava Gita in our next class, from our next class. Please repeat after me. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunnanti Divyai Stabai Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina Yashyantam Navidu Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. The God is everything. That again we find in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And there he is showing his divine form, and Arjuna saw it, that everything from him, each and everything. So when we meditate, if we try to remember that God is everything, it will be difficult for us to concentrate. So what we think actually in meditation, we negate all those creation, the forms, names. In meditation, there should not be any name, any form. If you are thinking about the name and form, it will be very difficult. But mind cannot take it. So what do? We give a name and a form of a God, particular one God. And that God, we concentrate. And slowly, we are also mixing that God, that particular form, in the infinite. I also merge in that infinite, ultimately. And if we can do it even for a single moment, a great joy comes within the mind. And when you get up after that, you will feel fresh. So that proves the eternity is the source of joy. And that again, coming back to God is that eternity. Thank you. Please have some lunch when you go down. This time.
so nice. Nice to see you. There are hardly few. Maybe different. Yeah, different.
I think the last
How far?
at least he can move.
Yes, near temple. That was the temple? Yeah. Normal temple? No, there is some time of the next 67. Oh, so I don't take, I take